Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya ihsan syauqi. Today I'm gonna tell you about the story of the Taliban. Once upon a time, there was a young man called Jared. Jared is 20 years old. On the 27th of October, it was supposed to be his first day in college. But instead, he dropped out of college 2 days ago in order to fulfill his dream, that is to visit places all around the world. Jared decided that he wants to visit the small town of Billy Cipher, as people been saying to him that the view in the town is very very gorgeous. Jared usually travels using his dad's car, since his dad passed away a few years ago, and since no one's using the car, he decided to use it for traveling purposes. At 9 a.m., Jack packed all of his stuff and puts it into the trunk of his dad's car and drove off. The small town of Belisifar is around 130 kilometers away from his home, and to get there he must pass through a quite rough terrain uh, along the way. In the road, Jared remembers that almost all the people that told him about the town of Belisifar, that once you've reached kilometer 98 road, you'll have to pass through a 1 kilometer road that is quite narrow and filled with dense forest, and you must be really quiet and not be loud at all times when crossing that specific road. They said that there were many stories about a monster called the Taliban. It was around 2 meters tall and really hate loud noises, and so that's why a lot of people told Jared to not be very loud. But since Jared has always been a skeptical person, he never really cared about it, and so he continues on. As the sky is getting darker, you can see the kilometer 98 road in front of him, and at that time he was really tired and really wants to rest, and so he decided to stop in that kilometer 98 area. And then again, he remembered that he should be quiet at all times, but again, he's always been a skeptical person, so he decided to turn on the radio so that he can hear some music. Not long after that, he can hear footsteps in the woods. As he looks through his car's window, he saw nothing but bushes and forest and trees. Uh, he then just continues on what he's doing. But not long after that again, he can hear another footstep, and as he looks through the window, this time he sees a bright light, and the bright light is approaching really fast, about 10 meters from his car. He then panicked, and he started to start his engine's car. He started to car's engine, but he failed, and then he tried it again and again, but again it failed. And he can hear knocking in his car's window. Jared freezes for a second before slowly turning his head into the direction of the knocking, and he was shocked that it was not the tally man, but it was a normal man, a really tall one. Jared was very confused and scared, but uh, the scared feeling drove off in a couple of seconds after he realized that it wasn't just a normal man. And the man asked Jared why he was so scared. Jared then explains everything about the story of the tall man and why he was so scared. Turns out the tall man was just an urban legend or a myth. Uh, People has been scared of that area. The people have been seeing a tall figure when they put out some kind of loud music or make loud noises, but it's actually a normal people uh, people that lives near that area. There's actually a village near that area, and the people that lived in that area is genetically tall, and they really don't like loud noises because their area is usually quiet. That's why they're not used to loud noises. And then the man offered Jared to stay in his house for the night. So and then Jared then agrees. The next day, Jared thanked the man for the offer, and he said sorry for thinking the man as a monster. He then drove off and was able to see the gorgeous view of the small town of Billy Ziffer. The man who approached Jared now decided to that he wants to put a sign so that people know that there's a village in that area and not to be loud because people in that area really don't like loud noises. The end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.